Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai912. Unfortunately, everybody's know this now. Ichiro Oda is sick. Of course, I'm not going to scream and shout and say, because it's late. Don't want to wake up the neighbors. Um, but yeah, he's sick. Um, I'm thinking what I might do. I might do one discussion video, not per week, but one within the 2 weeks that it's on break, and talk about an interesting thing about not the manga, the anime that I want to bring up. But look forward to that probably next coming Wednesday, or further in. And yes, I shaved because I had to do this job thing, which I'm going for a job interview Wednesday of. So, yeah. Probably during next week or the following week, I will do discussion review on this One Piece topic that I want to talk about. Anyway, moving on. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Bleach. 538. Look forward to Bleach at the time that One Piece isn't there. Because, you know me. It's all about the Bleach. 538, Standing on the Edge. Now, this one was pretty damn good. I'm going to give this a 4. This was pretty damn good. Had a lot of interesting facts, a lot of interesting things going on in it. In the beginning, we got Ichigo. You know, he sees he's walking away from his father. He's gonna go back. And he's like, "Go back to where? Do you know where you're going? You know, do you know how to get back? Headed back to where? How to get back there?" And basically, what happens is Phoenix's sidekick shows up. You know, the girl with the funny hair. Part of his harems, Zanpakuto's, shows up and saying that she's going to take him back. Fetch me here, let's go. And she basically uses the Chokaimon, which in essence is a super portal. So the Chokaimon is a super portal from the Senkaimon, meaning you're able to go far greater distances with it than a regular Senkaimon. And that was the explanation. Send you here, we need to sync the arrival and departure times. Basically, she was saying. And she's also saying that her master Phoenix wasn't sure, you know, if he didn't knew what he knew at the time that he found it out from Ishin, you know, the whole thing for that one night. He was never going to know. He was never going to be able to go through the train, so forth. Yeah. And after that, pretty much, it's just, you know, we see Phoenix, he's like, think that we have a winner. He's like saying, oh, let's show me what you're made of, Ichigo-chan. and then we see Ichigo, and all the Asuchas are just bowing before him. Like, it's ridiculous. And Ichigo's looking among them, and he chooses one. Now, the one he chose, because I was taking a look at Taking 101's review on this, and he made up a good point of later on in the chapter. But right now, this point he was bringing up was the hollow part, that because the Asucha he chose was the hollow one, which is kind of funny, I think, because I think that has to do with more than meets the eye kind of thing, because I think it has to do with the fact that the reason why he chose that one is because of what he found out from his father, Ishin, about Misaki and that whole situation. It was like he decided, no, I'm not going to go this path. I'm not going to, just because Misaki was he wanted to continue the burden. That's the way I look at it. He wanted to continue the burden of having the hollow inside of him. That was the logistics of it, of the whole thing. He wanted to have that continuous burden because Misaki had continued that burden until she gave birth to Ichigo. So that was the whole bit on that. At least that's what I think. And then we see the hollow. He says you're the one, and you see the hollow mask on it and stuff. And then he's like, badass, bring him here. I'll personally forge it for you. And it says the chosen Asucha, and this is standing on the edge. The rest of the chapter is pretty much focused on 3 individuals: Hitsugaya, Shuhei, and Kumamura. Now, I was just taking a look at King Light. He uploaded his, and he says, "What is this?" He says, "Bleach Inuyasha." I was like, well, this scene with Hitsugaya, you got a good sense of what's going on in this scene, in these scenes with these 3 Soul Reapers. You got Hitsugaya, who's lost his Bankai, and he's like saying to the guy there, he wants him to train him now to go away to train in just plain swordsmanship instead of training with Bankais and everything, because he doesn't have it anymore. And this is like really dire straits for a lot of captains. They don't have Bankais anymore. They can't go and go, oh, Bankai, and I should know because I'm Bankai 922. But they're really dire straits, and he has to swallow his pride and say, okay, I have to move on. I have to move on. I cannot dwell on this. I have to move on. That's what Hitsugai is basically saying. And that's what he's saying to this guy, to train him in the swordsmanship kind of way. And to just, move on from that. And it was kind of depressing. I mean, he trained all that time after Aizen battle and to control his Bankai and everything, and now it's for naught. But we'll see. I mean, Taiki made a good points, which is the next part of this chapter, which was the whole thing with Shuhei. Shuhei and Kensei. And he's asking, and then we get to Shuhei, he's asking Kensei why he brought him out here, and he says, Shuhei, show me your Bankai, and saying, fortunate my Bankai wasn't stolen this time, but next time we need more people capable of releasing their Bankai. Now, here's the point I want to bring up. And this was a point brought up by Taking 101. Why would you continuously do that? Like, I still give this a high rating, this chapter, but why are you asking Shuhei to show his Bankai? Oh, he's outside. Because it's like, he was getting a good analogy out of it. You're just setting more people into the burning building. Oh, this building's burning down, and we sent a lot of people in there, but you know what? Let's send some more. It's like, and he made up a good point. I want to bring this up because Taking, he's the man. He's the big guy in the Bleach anime reviewers, and he said, wouldn't it be easier for them to, I don't know, strengthen their Shikai maybe? Those stories, kind of thing. So yeah, that was the whole bit. That's why I was like, yeah, maybe we should just, But, it is what it is. And then we have Mishiro showing up, and this was so funny. Mishiro calls herself the super duper vice captain. I was like, what? Come on. And she turns into a hollow, and she says, super duper vice captain. She said that the vice captain you're talking about was super duper. And then Kensei says something that's kind of foul play. He says, I'm not like that pussy Tosin. I was like, ooh, man. And then Shuhei responds saying, just hold it right there, Captain. He says, I remind you held in high regard, but that comment about Captain Tosin was completely uncalled for. And then we go from that. And it ends there. And we go to Captain Kamamura with Tetsuzaimon exercising or training outside with a rock. And he goes into this cave. Kumamura. And this guy is in there, and he says, who goes there? And he says, it's been a while. And boom! And he says, it's been a while, my lord. And it's this dog. And I know you get the gist why King of Lightning called it Inuyasha, the title. Like, dog? This huge fucking dog. I'm like, yo! Who the fuck is this guy? And he's missing an ear. He's got a scar on top of his head. His eyes gone, kind of. One of his eyes are gone. Can't see from it. And he calls him my lord. Now, in the manga here, Manga Panda translation, he calls him something different, which I believe is translated as old man. Give or take. And calls him my lord. And the dog is basically saying, You have some nerve showing your face to me again, Saji. Which is Kumamoto's first, give or take. So, and that's basically how the chapter ends. And I was like, yo, crazy. Overall, this was a good chapter. 4 out of 5. Get used to it, people. No with peace for 2 weeks. So you gotta get with the Bleach. Yeah, you gotta get with the Bleach. Come on. Overall, I like this chapter. I really do. 4 out of 5. But the whole bit with the Bankai's thing, come on. This is getting ridiculous now. I mean, come on. At some point, you have to put your foot down and say to these captains, listen. Can't really be telling your lieutenants, oh yeah, we gotta make sure you got Bankais straightened out, because, yeah, we don't have our Bankais. Hello. That just, it's just so weird. Why, yeah, like, you're why are you sending more people into the burning building? The building is done for. You do not need to send people in the burning building. But yeah, and, you know, it's just weird that they're going about that. I am interested, though, in this guy, this dog. Because I think what might have happened, was there might have been an altercation between the dog and Yamamoto, or the dog and Kumamura. Now, I don't think this dog is Kumamura's father, but he probably trained him at some point. I think that's being lightly. At some point, and that's the whole relationship. He's probably going to train with the dog, or find something out with the dog. It'll go from there. So everyone's pretty much training. Now, I am going to say this. I would like to see what's going to happen with Ichigo. Time to pause. You know, I want to see what happens with Ichigo. I want to see, you know, what is his Zanbakuto now going to look like? Because it's going to be pretty beastly if he's going with the hollow, you know, kind of thing through Sucha. So, you know, let's see where it goes, you know, people. So yeah, this was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting indeed. So yeah, this is Bankai 922. See you guys later. 4 out of 5. Good shit. No One Piece for 2 weeks. Hey, don't sweat the small stuff. Hey, no One Piece for 2 weeks, but perfect opportunity for everybody else. Go read Attack on Titan. Yes, I went there. So yeah, this is Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. Respect the fucking dog, man. See how big that fucking dog was? Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. See ya.